The recent news that civil rights icon Reverend Jesse Jackson has been released from the hospital, coupled with his family's powerful declaration that prayer works, provides a moment of relief, reflection, and analysis regarding his continued importance to American society. This event transcends simple health news. It underscores the spiritual and community support that underpins the lives of long-serving public figures, particularly those dedicated to social justice. Summary of the event. Jesse Jackson, a towering figure in the latter half of the 20th century and a perpetual advocate for civil and economic rights, was recently hospitalized for an undisclosed ailment. Given his age and ongoing health considerations, he has been public about his diagnosis of Parkinson's disease. Any hospitalization naturally raises immediate concern among his supporters and the wider public. His quick and successful release, confirmed by his family, served as a major reassurance. The accompanying statement, "Prayer Works," immediately framed the event not just as a medical success, but as a victory of collective faith and community support, aligning perfectly with Jackson's decades-long history as a religious and activist leader. Reasons for public interest and concern. The intensity of the public and media interest surrounding his health is rooted in several factors. Historical significance. Jackson is one of the last remaining direct links to the golden age of the civil rights movement, having worked closely with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. His health is viewed as a barometer for the well-being of the movement's elder generation. Continued activism. Despite facing Parkinson's disease, Jackson has remained engaged in public life, protesting and advocating for various causes. His absence from the public square, even temporarily, creates a vacuum. Symbolic resonance. The Jackson family's focus on prayer speaks directly to the large, faith-based community that has traditionally provided the backbone for the civil rights and social justice movements. It is a unifying message that mobilizes collective hope. Consequences and impact. The immediate consequence of his release is the positive affirmation of his strength and resilience. Boost to morale. For those who rely on Jackson's leadership, the news serves as a significant morale boost, signaling that their leader is back home and recuperating. Reinforcement of message. The family's emphasis on faith reinforces the importance of spiritual resilience within the activist community. It is a public acknowledgement of the role that prayer and communal support play in sustaining figures under intense public pressure and physical strain. Media attention to ongoing causes. The hospitalization and subsequent release briefly refocused the media spotlight on Jackson himself, inevitably drawing attention to the causes his Rainbow Push Coalition champions. Analytical perspective. The intersection of faith and public life. Jackson's entire career, like that of many civil rights leaders, has been inextricably tied to the Black church tradition. The family's comment is not a casual remark, but a deliberate public statement that draws upon this foundational legacy. In a secularizing public sphere, Jackson's family explicitly grounds his recovery in communal and spiritual action, reinforcing his identity as a minister and prophet of justice. This strategy subtly reminds the public that his political and social activism is fundamentally motivated by a deep moral and religious conviction. Prediction and future outlook. While Jackson's resilience is notable, the reality of aging and chronic illness suggests a need for a sustainable transition plan for the organizations he leads. Prediction. Jackson will likely take a period of necessary rest, minimizing extensive travel and demanding public appearances. However, his influence will continue through virtual appearances, statements, and guidance to younger activists. His release may prompt a renewed focus on ensuring the longevity and continued funding of his organizations, cementing the institutional legacy of his life's work. Solutions and next steps for the community. For his supporters and the wider social justice community, this event suggests 3 actionable steps. Prioritize health and wellness. A solution for the movement is to place a greater emphasis on the self-care and medical needs of all long-term activists, recognizing that sustained justice work requires physical and mental health. Deepen succession planning. Organizations like the Rainbow Push Coalition must continue to formalize and publicize their succession plans to ensure the mission outlives the founder's immediate physical presence. Maintain community support. The prayer works message should be translated into practical support, volunteering time, providing donations, and engaging in local activism, proving that the collective concern expressed during his hospitalization translates into sustained support for the causes he holds dear. In conclusion, Jesse Jackson's hospital release is cause for celebration and a timely reminder of the deep well of faith, community, and commitment that fuels the ongoing fight for civil rights in America.